Time to go to sleep. You're all going to die tonight.
Hey Spoops, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can turn yourself into Myuu possessed by the demon from Evil Dead. This video has been highly requested by one of my close friends, Marissa, who I attended cinema makeup school with back in 2017. And honestly, the reason I haven't done it the past 3 Halloweens was because this was the one horror movie out of many that I have been very scared to watch. So I made my boyfriend watch it with me as research, and I'm not gonna lie, really fantastic. Somehow, some way, I ended up watching the behind the scenes makeup and special effects video on YouTube before I actually watched the movie itself, and I actually highly recommend checking that out. I will have that link down below for you guys to check out because it really made me appreciate the movie so much as I was watching it, because the amount of intense special effects and on-set action that they have to avoid using any kind of CGI is absolutely fantastic, and I highly respect this movie for all of the lengths that they went to make it as realistic as possible in a physical aspect. Now, with that being said, as fantastic as a movie that it is, I'm still very much afraid, and I'm okay with, you know, not watching this movie again for a while just because it's so scary it makes me nauseous. And honestly, what better way to face my fears than to turn my face into my fears? So with that being said, if you guys are interested in turning yourself into the possessed version of Myuu from Evil Dead, then just keep watching. Hey guys, so to get started, I'm going to be taking my Made You Look body paint in Yeti, and on a craft sponge that you can get from either Walmart or Michael's, I'm going to be applying this all over my face and bringing it down to my neck and shoulders as well. Myuu's texture is honestly just really splotchy and discolored, so we're going to be starting off by doing that to our face before we go into our ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation and the color 85N, and I'm just going to be applying this right on top because we're really just going to be going in between these different colors to really create this gross discoloration and texture on her face, and the sponge is really going to help with that. Next, I'm going to be taking my Moon Creations body paint in bright green and applying this to the areas that you would typically kind of contour your face, mostly being your forehead and your cheekbones, and of course blending it down to your body as well. The way that I look at the green color is it's kind of like, since she has the black venom and infection running through her skin and her veins, it kind of reminds me of how black food coloring actually looks green on your teeth and everything, so it's kind of going to be fading from black to this green color. Next, I'm going to be going in with my Made You Look body paint in Neptune and just doing the exact same thing, applying this to some of the areas that I kind of want to have the darker venom surrounding my face. Next, I'm going to be taking my Be Perfect Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette, taking Black Beach, and on a fluffy shading brush, I'm going to start by applying this to my eyes. I'm going to be blending this under my lower lash line and also my upper lash line as well, bringing that all the way up to my brow bone. And of course, you want to blend those edges that are going into the body paint. Feel free to use your fingers. Honestly, it's okay if you start to expose some of the skin a little bit, because since her face is so splotchy, we're actually going to be doing that step a little later on, so it really doesn't matter if you go ahead and do some of that now. And you also want to bring some of that eyeshadow into a thin line on your lips. You don't want to completely shade the entire shape of your lips. You definitely just want to keep it to the most inner part of your lips. And of course, you also want to contour your nose a little bit as well. I'm then going to be taking my Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Waterproof Eyeliner in Sleek Onyx and just tightlining my upper lash line and also my lower waterline as well. I'm then going to be going back into my Black Beach eyeshadow, and using this I'm going to be contouring my face a little bit, adding some shading and definition, and then also going back into my Yeti body paint, and I'm actually going to be relayering this as well because we definitely want to have some of those contours, but we still want to have that gross discolored skin texture. Next, I'm going to be taking Blaze from the palette, and I'm just going to be applying a little bit of this around my nose because she was crying, so there's definitely going to be some irritation surrounding the nose, and also a little bit on the left side of my forehead just to kind of serve where the injury is going to be before we go over that with like some fake blood. And now this step right here is actually my favorite step in this whole tutorial. I'm going to be taking a clean, flat eyeshadow brush. I'm just going to be rubbing this all over my face. What this is going to do is this is actually going to lift some of those eyeshadows and body paints from the skin, and it's going to reveal your natural skin tone beneath. So the great thing about this is it actually just makes the body paint look like it is under your skin, so it really just looks like your skin is mixing with the body paint, and it creates a more realistic effect of infection lying under your skin and your skin just becoming incredibly infected from whatever possessed you. So speaking of infection, I'm going to be going into my Black Beach eyeshadow, and on a fluffy eyeshadow brush, I'm just going to be stippling this onto my cheek to kind of start to create the base for that infection. I'm even going to be applying a little bit onto my forehead as well, over by that injury, and also surrounding the center of my forehead where it looks like she kind of hit her head at some point. I'm then going to be taking my Myuu Look body paint in Cherry and starting to work on the injuries on her face. So I'm going to be starting to just kind of stipple this onto the cheek, and then also creating a small Y on my left cheek before adding a little bit more detail with my Myuu Look body paint in black, before jumping back between those two colors to really start adding more injuries and definition all over my face and body. You also want to make sure to add some of your Black Beach black eyeshadow all over your chest and body as well, before moving back to your Myuu Look body paint in ink and adding a little bit of depth to your cheek injury before we start to go in with our ∞ Stage Blood. You're going to be taking this on a small wedge sponge and just stippling this all over your injuries. She is really banged up, so feel free to kind of fully cover some of these. You don't want to take away too much detail, but also she really is just covered in a lot of blood around her injuries, so it's definitely okay to kind of apply this around the mouth and the forehead in a little bit more excess. Next, I'm going to be taking my KVD Beauty, which is liquid lipstick, and applying this once again in a thin line on my lower and upper lips before going back into my Myuu Look ink body paint, and I'm going to be mixing this with a lot of water and allowing this to drip down my face. This is a technique I used for my 𝐼𝐸𝐿 tutorial, and I absolutely loved the effect it gave. So since she's literally just drooling all over herself and the infection is seeping from her skin, we definitely want to do this because it looks absolutely fantastic when it's just covering your entire mouth, and it kind of makes it a little bit more mess free so you don't have to use too many like sticky products. I'm then going to be taking that black body paint and applying this once again a little bit on top of some of those areas that we covered with blood, just to continue to have a little bit of definition. And then I'm going to be going into my Myuu Look body paint in Sunflower, and using this I'm actually going to be adding a little bit of some yellow pussy infection to some of the bigger injuries. I'm then going to be going back into my ink body paint and making sure to water this down a lot so that the color is way more sheer, and I'm going to be creating little tiny thin veins all around my face and body because this really helps kind of just make it look like the infection is literally just flowing through her entire body. Next, I'm going to be taking some of my ∞ Fresh Scab, and on a spatula, I'm just going to be applying this to my larger injuries, especially the ones on the cheek and the forehead. You can definitely kind of gauge where to apply this based off of where you added your black body paint, because those are going to be the deepest areas of the wound, which are therefore going to be kind of clotting the most. I'm then going to be taking my Graftobian Pro Paint in Fuzzy Bear Brown, and on a chip brush, I'm going to be splattering this all over my face just to kind of help break up some of the colors a bit before going into my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and then just lightly coating my lashes with this. I'm very grateful since I already have very dark hair. If you needed to use a wig for this, you don't have to worry about this step, but if you do have dark hair, I'm actually going to be going in with some black colored hairspray that you can get from Walmart or Spirit Halloween and just spraying this to my roots to kind of get rid of my natural scalp color. And the finishing touch is to take some Necessary Evil mouth effects in pitch black, applying a few droplets to your tongue and just rubbing this all over your mouth. And that is my completed makeup look for Mia Possessed by the Demon from Evil Dead. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below what you'd like to see next. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. I will be uploading a new Halloween themed makeup tutorial every weekday for the entire month of October, so you definitely don't want to miss that, so make sure you have your notifications on if you don't already. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. You can support me for as little as $1 a month for all exclusive behind the scenes sneak peeks on upcoming projects before anybody else, and some tips and tricks behind the scenes as well. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Another quick thing is I will be having a huge giveaway at the end of October to thank you for all of your support, so you guys definitely don't want to miss that, so definitely keep your eyes peeled because I will be announcing that very soon. Anyways, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!